3, 2, 1, and I'm in the room, allegedly. Hopefully this is working. Good evening, everybody. This is Saturday. I can't believe I looked at the watch to see what day. That's the second time I've done that today. It is actually my birthday today. I should know by now. I've had enough practice. I should know what day it is on my birthday. So anyway, it is the 6th of May in the year of our Lord 2023. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic day wherever you are. I'm feeling a little bit older today, but there it is. That is what happens on your birthday. You spend many, many years when you're a young person waiting for the next birthday, 16 so you can do something, 18 so you can do something else, 21 so you can do another thing. We all wait for these little special magical birthdays, but as some of you will know, if you are of a potentially a similar age group, you'll be looking at the birthdays and wishing you could go backwards rather than forwards. But anyway, it is what it is. You can't do a lot about it. So anyway.
You've got the things on the camera.
Oh, balls. There's always something wrong. It's my birthday. You can let me do that. That's fine. Where are we? Shortcuts. Camera. 1, 2, 3. HDMI record output. And info display off. And there we go. That should be better. Awesome stuff. Oh, I didn't realise it comes out on that display as well. Who knew? Anyway, there you go. First mistake out of the way, hopefully. Visually, things are okay. I haven't got the lights on yet because, well, lights cost money and there's daylight, so we'll make the most of it. And hopefully the audio is okay. If you can hear me and the audio and visuals are in sync, please do let me know in the comments. I am looking over at them now on my monitor over there. If you wonder why, if you're not a regular here and you don't know why I'm actually looking over to the side, that is my display monitor, so that shows me the stream health, the chat, etc. So if I'm streaming and I'm just like this, it's because I'm looking at the monitor. Until I can work out a better way of actually getting a camera either above that monitor or that monitor over there, that's the way it's going to be. So we're going to have to live with it. Sounds good, in sync, looks and sounds good, awesome stuff, happy days. So let's try the overhead camera. Hopefully that is going to be the same as well. And there is young Maisie. Getting rather at home on demand. Maisie, it's about time you moved. We had an agreement, didn't we, that you weren't going to stay here all night, and it was just until I started streaming. Bless your heart.
It's because William Bodie gave the map.
It's William Bodie's fault. Hashtag blame William Bodie.
She makes all mats and blankets for her now.
Excellent stuff. Right, that is working. So that's happy days. The main camera we don't need to know. The desktop, that's fine. Let's go back to that one. So thank you all for joining us on this Saturday. Tonight's stream we're going to be having a little bit of a laugh and a joke and relaxing a little bit, hopefully. And we will be doing a build as well. We have got a budget-based birthday build to do. That's hard for me to say. The reason I'm doing it rather than relaxing on my birthday is because actually, potentially the PC is actually sold already before I've even built it. And it's going to be for somebody else's birthday. So somebody potentially who is living in the local area who has, I think they've actually bought a PC or possibly even 2 PCs from me before previously. They were looking for another one for their son's birthday. So if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure they've bought 2 already, maybe 1. But anyway, they want another one. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully there aren't too many errors or problems along the way which may put that person off buying the PC. If you're not too sure how much the PC is or the parts, etc., they are all listed in the chat. No, not in the chat, the other one, the video description. So please feel free to check out the video description and use the affiliate links if you're going to buy anything, because it does all help out the channel, as do things like super chats and PayPal donations, all that kind of good stuff. And I should say massive shout out to all of you who have sent myself and Kath, because Kath's birthday was this week as well. Hers is on the 3rd, mine's on the 6th. And thank you to those of you that have kindly contributed to the channel or sent us gifts. It is much appreciated. We had some Ferrero Rochers, which saved arguments from what we had last week. So that was all good.
I haven't touched any.
Kath hasn't eaten any yet, so I've had my fair share. Thank you very much. Yeah, various other things we've had, some very, very kind PayPal donations from various members. I won't say who they are if they potentially don't want me to, so I won't mention that. And also for your super chats as well, of which we've just had one come in from Young Rick H. And he sent $10, says to help keep the lights on. Is that working? Yeah, that is working. Awesome stuff.
Maybe it is time. It's quite dark.
And there was another couple of super chats. Mick Wood sent in a super chat as well for £10. Say, good evening, you friendly bunch of techies. Happy birthday to Mike. I'll add in calf on the end of there. It was her. This is our birthday week. That's how we kind of look at it. From last weekend to this weekend, it's all kind of like our birthday week. So we like to spread things out a little bit. And there's a super chat as well from Ugly Bob, £2. Disco, 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 disco. The usual disco, disco, disco. We like that. We like that a lot. So yeah, it's been a weird week actually. There's been some very not odd, but there's some lulls in what is going on. If you hadn't already noticed after the last 3 years, the economy is basically screwed, and a lot of manufacturers are kind of got to the point where they've ridden the boom, and now it's kind of heading towards the opposite of boom. So there's not many things coming out at the moment, and this time of year particularly is actually normally relatively quiet for things like new technology and stuff like that. Mabes, in your box. There's a box there. Go on. Gosh darn it. Get in your goddamn box. Goddamn varmint.
Oh, I gotta get up now, Mabes.
And there's another super chat. It says, Ugly Bob says, here, take this because I'm not strong enough to give you the bumps. No. You would need to be a rather strong individual to do that. With my my chunky self. What's Kath doing? Kath's dancing with Maisie. You lunatic. There's something seriously wrong with you, I swear.
Well, she's like a little stuffed animal.
There's another super chat from our good friend Welly Bob as well also. Only one king and queen this Saturday. Birthday Mike and Kath.
Oh, thank you, Welly Bob.
Bless you, bless you. I just realised actually I'm uploading a video to YouTube at the same time as streaming, so that's probably not such a good idea for the bandwidth. So my apologies if there's any lags. Hopefully it should be... Oh, actually, let me slide over and have a look. Uploading 53%, 19 minutes left. Good old Virgin Media. Slow as hell. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, it's been a relatively quiet time. Although our good friends over at overclockers.co.uk, if you haven't shopped with them before, I suggest you certainly do, because they've actually got some pretty good deals. There was a little bit of controversy a little while back, but they seem to be riding the storm and going from strength to strength. Their company is growing and growing. They are part of a massive group now of companies. So it's not only overclockers, there's other brands which they're all under the same umbrella now. So there's actually some very cool stuff coming their way, and actually some pretty good prices because they're getting it directly from the manufacturers and not going through various distributors and having to add on extras. So if you haven't actually shopped at overclockers.co.uk before, it's actually worth taking another look because they are getting quite keen on pricing, which is very good to see. This isn't a sponsored piece at all, but they've been good to us. They've sent us some stuff this week, so I figured I'd mention it. And I did notice that some of their prices are getting particularly competitive, so that's always a good thing, and we're always on the lookout for budget stuff. Something which isn't budget, which they have sent this week, which I have been testing already, is the new glorious Model 02 Wireless Edition. If you've not heard of Glorious before, basically they make some seriously good mice. This is an ultra lightweight, so this is 68 grams. Wireless Bluetooth, wired USB-C, and also wireless 2.4 gigahertz. Initially, when these first came out, there was a few reviews out and they were having problems with them. The firmware was absolutely atrocious and there was all kinds of issues with connectivity, etc. I'm pleased to say that before this was even actually shipped out, the good people over at overclockers.co.uk, where this is available from for a very good price, I hasten to add, they actually took it out of the box, flashed the firmware for me in advance, ready for it to go. And I can say quite confidently, this works as it should have done in the beginning. It is a great mouse. So if you like your lightweight wireless mice and you want to spend a few quid, even before you see the review of this, I would suggest taking a look because it is very, very nice. There's another super chat from, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Let's just say Joe Raimundo. Happy birthday, thanks for the awesome content. You are very welcome. Thanks for the €10. Much appreciated. And the cats have all just surrounded us now.
Flames in the window.
Excellent stuff.
Stop using my chair as a scratching place, Poppy Dora.
Where are we? Yes, so that is excellent. Also, for those of you that have been asking, there's been a few of you who've been asking for me to review the same thing over and over and over. And it's been one of those things which I've been meaning to do for so long. And finally, it has come to pass that we have got the Jones Bow or John's Bow D41 mesh, the new version of it, the one that's got the integrated LCD screen on the front. It is very similar in effect to the GameMax Spark, which was actually very popular on the channel. But the D41 is an ATX case and has a included HDMI monitor included, which attaches to the front panel, which is so cool. And that is seeming to be a very popular thing these days with little accessory panels, etc. So we are very glad to see that. So that'll be coming out very soon. There's another super chat from Glenn. Thank you very much, Glenn. This is happy birthday, Mike and Kath. I've got to add that on the end so she'll get jealous and upset. And the stardom will get to me. Bless you all. You're very you're very kind. Thank you very much, Glenn. Jason Wood says, glad you're back, Ugly Bob. Yeah, I'm glad he's back as well. Puts more money in the kitty. I'm joking. It's always good to see Bob as well. And Holly Bob as well. One of our Discord regulars and a very, very constant member of the MUB community. Also sent us a very, very kind PayPal donation. Way too much. Way too much. But thank you very much. And also, if that wasn't enough, also sent us the Antec P20C case, which I actually filmed the video of today. That's been filmed and edited. In fact, that's the video which is uploading. So he actually got a really, really good deal on the Antec P20C case. I think it was normally supposed to retail at about £110. I'm pretty sure he picked it up for somewhere in the region of about £30 to £40 or 30 to 40 euros, that kind of price. So it was like a ridiculous price. So I believe he actually bought two. One of them was going to be potentially going to another Discord member, but it turns out they had other plans anyway, so he sent it to us for review. And spoiler alert, it ain't worth 110 quid, but it is a very nice case. So you can have to wait until the video review comes out on that. Obviously, if you're a Patreon member or a YouTube member, then you will get to see that video a little bit early, other than other people. Generally, at the moment, we're working on a 3-week rota for videos. So videos which have been recorded today will be out in 3 weeks' time. Sometimes there'll be some which jump the queue because they need to come out because they're security ones, or if there's a time-specific offer, etc. But otherwise, generally, you're going to be looking at a 3-week wait. So if you want to get in early and get the videos before everybody else and potentially pick up some bargains, then if you join Patreon, that's the cheapest way of doing it. You can join Patreon for as little as £2 a month, and you'll get videos much quicker than anybody else. So the only reason we do that cheaper on there than YouTube membership is because YouTube takes a chunk of the money, so it kind of works out the same either way you do it. But YouTube members get the videos a week after Patreon members. So you have the choice there should you wish to. And Arales joined the club as well with an extremely generous donation. Thank you so much. O'Reilly, happy birthday, Mike and Kath. Your birthday gift, 40 UK pounds. God bless you, sir. That is extremely kind of you. Thank you so much. Bill Taylor has also come in there with a $20 donation. Thank you very much. And says, thanks for being you. Bless your heart. There's many people in my lifetime that have known me which really wouldn't say that. They would say probably the polar opposite. In my day, I have been a very bad boss to some people. Yes, I have been a bad boss. But I'm trying now. I'm trying to make up for it by making YouTube content which people enjoy. Hopefully. Stuart Cleary says, £23, Mike, for that case, delivered to Ireland. Amazing. Ah, that's what it was. Yes, that is, for that sort of money, it's an absolutely stonking deal. And we were super glad to get hold of it. The review, I will say this actually, Stuart, now, the review, I have done the review based on the case being or costing £110, which I firmly believe it is not worth. So I have been somewhat negative in the review in terms of pricing, but in terms of the actual case itself, the look, the workmanship, the layout, all the stuff, the case as it is a great case. It's just an awful price. So anyway, if you want to see the video, it will be coming out soon on Patreon. It's an interesting one because it's one of those ones where I felt really guilty because it was a gift, but I feel that I don't do the community and the viewers justice if I don't tell the absolute honest truth that's on my mind, and you can probably tell. And it's hard not to tell the truth when you're talking on a camera and it's not scripted. So I've just gone for it. I've said what it is. It's basically a £60 or £70 case at best. So if you can get it cheap, it's awesome. If you're paying £110, seriously don't. It isn't worth that. It really isn't. But anyway, I've spoiled the video for you now. Mike P says a 4500, surely a 3600 would be better. It would be, but there's reasons for it and against it. Mostly down to price, because we're bringing this into a budget. But also because of the motherboard we've got, it doesn't support PCI Express Gen 4. So it's kind of pointless going for a PCI Express Gen 4 chip when the motherboard doesn't have support for it. And we get to save about 20 to 30 pounds for similar performance. So yeah, that is the reason why. Ugly Bob's coming with another super chat. I'm not sure if I should even read this out. Definitely if I say the word in there, I might get this video demonetized. Oh, what the hell, it's my birthday. Screw you, YouTube. Bob says, there was a murder in my street last week. I couldn't pass the opportunity. I put some of Mrs. Bob's hair at the scene. Hopefully it wasn't pubes. Oh, dear. Dutch Jan sums it up. Yes, there are no bad products, just bad prices. I would 100% agree. Unless there are products that catch on fire. Those, even at any price, are probably not a good product. But I get what you mean. Joe says, happy birthday, Mike. Where's the cake and party hat? No party hat, although the Mike's unboxing beanie might make an appearance. We have got birthday cake, but because we ate our tea a little bit late, then getting the stream ready, didn't have time for cake, so we'll have to wait for that a little bit. Maybe tomorrow, maybe even towards the end of the stream, who knows. Mike P says 3600 has more cache and Scan are selling them £5 cheaper than the 4500. Now that's interesting because the 4500 I picked up for £67, which I at the time was better than the 3600. But if they're doing it for cheaper than that, yeah, it would make sense. If it's a cheaper processor, which is better, but you may not get the functionality of it on a certain system, hell, yeah, you might as well do it. Stuart Cleary says, just a heads up, if you want to donate to Mike and Kath's great channel, PayPal is the best way. That's what I've done today, as they receive 100% of the much deserved moolah. But we still have to pay tax on it because we don't want to go to prison. Well, at least I don't, because it's in my name. Kath will probably like it in prison. Loads of women to talk to. Is that sexist? Borderline. We'll carry on.
I don't know. Not nowadays, is it?
No, it's probably, yeah, these days you never know, do you? It's probably a 50-50.
Oh, what are you trying to do, Poppy Dora?
It's ma'am. Ah, dear. Right. Okay, that's it. Let's. I'll quickly say hello to some of you in the chat, because if I don't get out of the way quickly, this is going to go on forever and a day. So just say some quick hellos. If I miss anybody out, I'm not being rude. I'm just, yeah, trying to fire through them. So we've got Ugly Bob with us. How you doing? Nero says happy birthday, Mike, and hello. Oh, Sky Stalker. How you doing, Sky and Tina? Hopefully you're both well. Freedom House says finished testing the new rig yesterday, working on the ads now, and seeing the live stream. I can multitask. Awesome. Glad you're with us. William Bodie's with us. How you doing, William Bodie? Rick H, we've said. Kath Churchill, yep, she's here, obviously. Sky, we've said. William Bodie. Mike P, happy birthday, Mike. Nick Barnes, how you doing, Nick? Rick H, we've said. Patrick LaBelle, how you doing, Patrick? Old Man Withers, how you doing, sir? Dutch Jan, part of the German collective. How you doing? Deathstroke. How you doing, Deathstroke? Good to see you in the chat. G-Zone Gamer. How you doing? Mookie MC says, let the fun begin. Wait, did I miss something? Matthew Day says, time to get the pie out of the oven. Bob's definitely going to say something about that. Right, I've just lowered the stream quality because I think it was buffering then. Hopefully, hopefully it isn't too bad. Have I turned back yet? Yes, I have, yeah. Awesome. Adam Ends with us. How you doing, Adam? G-Zone Gamer said. Patrick LaBelle. Trent, how you doing? Ian Hornsey, how you doing? Mark's Adventures said. Kush says, nice HUD. Nice HUD. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, it was showing camera box showing, yes. My apologies. William Betty says, happy birthday, King Mike. Yes, today, for those of you that didn't know, there was something going on in the world today, in England, apparently in London. Charlie Sausage Fingers got his new hat. I sound disrespectful. I am very proud of my country, not necessarily the inhabitants, let's say. Todd says, what's up with the camera? That's just me, rookie error. Adam says, I don't think it's locked on yet, he's safer now. William Bailey says, is this a game where we can shoot Mike? That would be good. We should do that. We should I wish I knew how to use the game engine for Epic Games. What's it, the Unreal Engine? I could make a Let's Shoot Mike game. That would be pretty cool.
Would it be like Monica one?
Yeah. Mark Barry's with us. This is better than paintball. Allman Withers says, who thinks he's sunk a couple of pints? I have not. I have actually purchased alcohol today. I was leaving comments. Like, literally, we go to the shops with our son most Mondays and Fridays, I think it is. Generally, he comes down with us to buy some stuff. And I've been hinting for ages, maybe you could buy me that for my birthday. A couple of cans of beer. Hinted and hinted and hinted, and absolutely nothing. Soddle. I get more from you lot than I do from my son. He's a bad lad. Anyway, moving on.
I don't get anything either. It's not just you.
Henrod Harwood says, is Ryzen 5 5700X and a RX 6700 XT a good pair? Certainly is. Nicholas Barlow, it's all good, thank you. Willie Bob, oops, a bit late. Hello everybody. No worries, no worries. Paul Lamont, happy birthday, Mike. Mark Berry says, one is having coronation chicken. I do like coronation chicken. That is one of my favourite types of chicken. We do like that. Calf doesn't like it if it's got raisins in, or sultanas. I don't mind personally. Right, where are we? Okay, I think we've pretty much come to it, so yeah. Twig Hiker, I've just noticed. Tristan G. Aletta's with us. Oh, Aletta's not been well this week, so let's say some prayers and send some good positive vibes Aletta's way. There you go. Cured. Not allowed to say that. Joel or J Mondo, I'm not sure how. Forgive me, I am rubbish. I'm so glad I've stumbled onto your channel. Sir, you punch very, very well above your sub count. Well, that's very kind of you to say. Thanks very much. We try. Des Ducker's with us as well. How you doing, Des? Who else we got? Ivory Wolfman says, I'm having a coronation kebab. Nice. Trent says, I'm on with Calf. The sultanas, I hate the things. Aletta says, no damn prayers for me. My hair would catch on fire and her head would spin. And she'd puke loads of green stuff.
Poppy's just gone out, but she's been out most of the week.
Captain Meets Adventures has said something. I can't see what he said. Oh, there. Like and share the stream for the birthday boy. Bless your heart. Right, that's it. We're caught up with a chat. So we are going to be building a budget PC, but before we do that, I need a beer. So let's get the beers out. Would you like a beer, Kath? Would you like to share one with me? Do you want to share a rusty can of beer with me? I wanted to pour it out, but it means more washing up, so I don't think I'll bother.
I've got baddie hand.
So today, mostly, we'll be drinking Brooklyn Brewery, Brooklyn Pilsner, which is apparently a crisp lager at 4.6%, so I'm going to be absolutely hammered.
You didn't say hello to David Underhill.
Hello, David Underhill. I did.
You did, because you did your American.
Yeah, I said good day. Come and say good day.
I love the Australian accent.
Can't get this off. William Bodie's fault.
What is it?
They got snot tape on it. So they've got rid of the plastic rings on cans now and they put snot tape on it. Just basically like white plastic tape which sticks all together.
Same amount of plastic, just in a different shape.
Yeah, just different shape plastic. At least the birds won't be obliterated.
Just eat it instead. Choke on it.
Cool, that is crisp. It's both crisp, bright and refreshing at the same time. Not bad. Wet the whistle. Okie dokie. Stuart Close says, yeah, Mike's having a beer with us like the good old days. I know, but I got to be careful because my sub count is climbing and my mouth is still the same, so I'm still likely to say something I regret. So drinking on stream is almost prohibited because, well, yeah.
Waistline.
And my waistline as well, yeah. Alexa says, not fair, I didn't get a beer for my birthday. I did, but I had to buy it myself. That's quite nice. Matthew Day says, do you know mice run over the tops of cans and pee on them? Yeah, but not before I did.
Do you know urine is actually very sterile?
Yeah.
I don't know about rats.
Rats' urine isn't particularly sterile, I think. Right, let's get this show on the road because we've got some fun things to do here. Well, fun for me to see if any of it actually explodes. I'll just quickly rifle through the parts in no particular order, it's just the order they're in on the box. So GameMax control hub, potentially we're going to use this to control some fans. Not too sure, probably will do before I actually sell this thing on. But to start with, I'll probably just go with what is in there, the stock configuration. M.2 drive, got Kioxia Xeria NVMe, nice drive. These about 38 quid at the moment, so arguably 40 quid, along those lines. Silicon Power DDR4 3200 CL16, 2x 8GB kit, cheap and cheerful, does the job. Silicon Power stuff, lifetime warranty and all that kind of stuff. That at the moment was £37, I think, £38. Again, links are in the video description, so knock yourselves out, have a look. Potentially, we're going to put the thermal right fans in, so if the fans in the case are trashed here, which they might be, we'll be swapping them out for 3 thermal rights in the front of the case. These were a kind donation to the channel, so those will be going in, and because there's only 3 and we need a 4th, we've got the Gelid Zodiac 120mm, which is a pretty good match for this. They look very similar. So that'll be the 4-pack. So if the onboard fans are kind of not really what I would like, then that will be going in with the RGB controller. So kind of those bits there are potentially kind of might not be going in, at least as part of the list that I've made, the PC part picker list or whatever it is. You know what I'm trying to say. Ryzen 5 4500, Zen 2 architecture, not Zen 3. So this is a slightly older kind of processor. Basically, this is the 3000 series, isn't it? Zen 2, but cut down. So PCI Express Gen 3, not Gen 4, which is a bit of a shame, but it's got 11 meg cache, unlocked, etc. Cheapest chips, about £67, I think it was, £68. I think that was from Amazon this week. So yeah, that was a pretty decent price. Again, 3600 is probably preferable, but it depends what the prices are at the time of purchase, which is always the consideration. Now in the list, I did put in a RX 6600, but for this, I want to do it a little bit cheaper, and also I want to use this card up. This is the GeForce GTX 1660 Super OC edition. I think I paid about 100, 120 for this. So this brings down the overall cost of the PC quite considerably, like £80 less than the RX 6600, which is going to be a faster card, but is it worth the extra £80? Potentially it is, potentially it isn't, depending on who it's going for. If you're just going to be a young kid playing Minecraft, Fortnite, CSGO, that sort of stuff, this is going to be absolutely fine for 1080p gaming. We've shown videos on this before. It's a pretty decent little card. Motherboard wise, this is the one which we reviewed actually this week. This is actually a new upgraded version of this board. So this is the ASUS Prime B450m-k Mark II. And the Mark II is very important because now what they've added is, well, they've upgraded the, or upgraded rather, the onboard audio, but they've also given it USB BOS flashback, which for a B450 board of entry level tier, which is £60 at the moment, the USB BOS flashback is very, very much a welcome thing, because there's going to be a lot of people on an extreme budget buy themselves their nice shiny 5000 or 4000 series processor or a G series processor like a 5600G, put it on here, and then I need to update the BIOS. And generally you can't, but because this has got USB BIOS flashback, it's basically a game changer and a lifesaver at the same time, especially for the £60 price point. I could have gone with A620, which is about the same price. Oh, sorry, A520, but the fact that you can actually do a little bit of overclocking with this, or for unlocked processors, and a little bit more tweaking for things like core optimization and voltages, etc., I figured that this would be the better choice. It's still quite weak. It's only got one M.2 slot. It's only got a 4+2 or maybe even 5+1 VRM. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a 4+1 actually. So the VRM's pretty weak on it. But again, this is the entry level. Motherboard prices at the moment suck massively. Viginho.
It's his birthday as well.
Right. Ah. Awesome.
And his brother's name is Michael.
Happy birthday, Mike. It's also my birthday today. Very many happy returns to you. Good stuff. At least we'll never forget when the King Charles III was crowned. Well, we might do. I've also bought some aluminium heat sinks to stick on the VRMs. We might do that, we might not. I've also got some ASUS. These are silicon anti-vibration fan mounts. These used to be really popular back in the day, but you don't see them much now. So it was nice to see that ASUS have actually started doing them for actually like dirt cheap price. These are like £1 or something stupid. So you get a whole bunch of these rubberized pads or grommets. So you stick them through your fans, pull them through into the case, and so you don't have to use case screws. Then just snip off the ends. And because it's all rubberized, any kind of vibrations or anything going through the fans is essentially eliminated. So those are pretty cool, and I think you get 20 or so in there. Maybe it looks like more than that actually. Let's see how many is on there. Oh no, 20. It looks like more. That's more than 20, I'm sure it is. I'm going to count these because I'm sad. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yeah, there is. Exactly 20, as they stated. So that'll do 5 fans. Luckily, in this instance, we only got to do 4, or potentially none, depending how bad the fans are. We'll see. So yeah, those are pretty cool. I actually quite like using those. Obviously, they're not reusable because you have to snip them to take fans out. But if you're one of those people that is going to put your fans in and kind of just forget about it until you buy another case or another fan set, then yeah. And for the sake of a couple of quid, it's quite nice. And they do reduce the noise. Now this is something which people are going to hate. And I kind of hate it as well. But there is a method in my madness. So this is the ARESGAMING AGV 500, which I always want to say AVG because of the antivirus software, but I managed to say it right on video numerous times. Who would have thought? 500 watt bronze rated power supply, 80 plus bronze. This at the moment is £32 on amazon.co.uk. It isn't modular, it isn't semi-modular, but it has got flat back cables. It has got 80 plus bronze certification, It's actually got a half decent main capacitor from Capexon, which is kind of like a middle tier capacitor manufacturer. The thing which really sold this to me, other than it being 32 quid at the moment when power supplies are expensive again, is this comes with a 5-year warranty. You find another power supply on the market, 80 plus bronze, 500 watt, with a 5-year warranty for 32 quid. I dare you. It's not going to happen. So that is what sold it to me, the 5-year warranty. And also, the efficiency is rated for the US. So this is where it was tested on in the US at 115 volts. So if you're in the UK, you're on 230 volts, you're going to get a little bit better efficiency anyway. So this is going to be edging towards silver, if not in some instances heading towards gold. So yeah, it's, oh God, my chair's moved. It's not horrendous. Now these, if you look up ARESGAMING on any of the PSU tier charts, because of a stupid thing they did years ago, well, a couple of years back now, they actually fudged the gold badge for their for the gold rating on, I think it was the 850 modular or the 750 modulars, which it wasn't deserving of at all in the slightest. They basically just put the badge on. It was for another model and they essentially lied about it. Now, due to them lying about it, a lot of the tier companies have actually turned around and marked them down in general across the entire board because of that fact. Now, clearly, as like intelligent individuals, we don't judge everything that a company does from one mistake. And if you do, then you're something wrong with you. If there's a bargain to be had and it's like 32 quid, 5-year warranty, there's no way on God's earth they can put a 5-year warranty on a power supply if it isn't going to last at least 3 years or so, which is what you'd expect from this sort of tier of power supply. So anyway, I'm very happy with it. The only thing which does bother me slightly is the fan. They did quote it as being ultra quiet. I don't think it's ultra quiet. It's not noisy, but you can definitely tell there is a fan in there. You can hear it. So yeah, I wouldn't call that ultra quiet. It depends on what your kind of your things are.
Super chat.
Oh yeah, super chat. Sorry, completely oblivious to the world and everything else going on around it. David Aiken, thank you, Dave. Happy birthday, old boy. Put this towards a yellow sticker co-op cake. We have done better than that. Oh no, ours ain't got a sticker on, has it?
No.
We bought
a special offer, but
it was special. We bought a special offer cake. I got lemon drizzle cake, which is the cake of champions. If you didn't already know this.
Not as nice as I had.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There was a choice of 4. There was
Coffee and
walnut, red velvet,
lemon drizzle,
or chocolate fudge.
carrot. Did you do carrot?
Oh, sorry, there was carrot cake as well there. Yeah, sorry, carrot cake as well. And I was thinking about it, and I don't know, maybe it's my age, but I like a lemon drizzle cake. I think it's quite refreshing. So, anyway, yeah, that's what we went to.
And I had coffee and walnut.
Kath had a coffee and walnut for her birthday. She didn't eat the whole one. She's not a fat bastard. I am, but she's not.
I am greedy, I think.
Shark says, lol, remember them getting cool advertising those as gold instead of the bronze they were. Yes, there you go. So that was basically what it is. This company, ARESGAMING, they have basically been caught with their pants down.
Mike P says, scanner of a 500 watt thermal take PSU for £35, also 4-year guarantee with RGB.
I did actually see that one, the Thermaltake one. I was tempted, but the thing is with those Thermaltake RGB PSUs, as much as I love Thermaltake, God bless them, the RGB versions seem to be pretty noisy. And the noise factor is one thing which I don't know what it is. I do put noise threshold over and above certain other things. So there's certain things which I have to have. A PC needs to be quiet, or the ability to be quiet. That is one of the primary goals of me. I don't like noisy PCs, and I find it very difficult when I'm trying to sell a PC and I've got somebody there and they're testing it all out. If I can hear the fans whirring away, or there's coil whine or something, it just drives me insane.
Sorry, Flynn.
most people don't pick up on it, but I'm very sensitive to sound. So I make sure that any PC that I build or sell is as quiet as it possibly can be, as long as I don't have to take too many other things into consideration. But yes, I did notice the Thermaltake one. That was from Scan, wasn't it? It was, yeah, 35 quid. I don't think there was free shipping on it. So I think the shipping was another £4 or something. So it took it up to about 40. It was definitely a consideration though. I have to say, yeah, that was a consideration. And potentially I might get one of those actually, just to see what they're like and see if the fan is a bit noisy. Maybe if Adam's watching from Thermaltake, send me one of those bad boys. Don't worry, I'll buy one, because that way I can ridicule it if it's really bad. Although saying that I would, even if it was sent.
Patrick LaBelle says he's bought 3 of those power supplies.
David Underhill says MSI 650 watt bronze, 5-year warranty, £38. Where? Not in the UK, surely. That must be the translation from Aussie dollars. Because yeah, there's some weird stuff going on with pricing at the moment. UK, we're getting absolutely fisted in pricing. It's absolutely horrendous. Anyway, so that is that. The case we're going to go with is the IONZ KZ29. We've reviewed that before, and you're pretty much going to see it in a minute anyway, so we won't go too in depth on that. But overall, I think for the money, like 32 quid for a power supply, the case is about 40, 67, 68 pounds for the CPU, 60 quid for a motherboard, 40 quid roughly for the M.2 drive, 35, 40 quid for the RAM. It's pretty decent. There's not really any other corners that can be cut without really drastically harming performance. So I feel that this is actually going to be a nice little PC. And I love doing PCs like this, because it gives me a little bit of a rush to try and get things as cheap as possible, especially at the moment when the market is literally screwed. Now, something I haven't taken into consideration here is the CPU cooler. So I should have put that into the thing. I'll work that out later. But I think for now the stock cooler is going to be absolutely fine. So let's get on with this build. We'll get the lights on a little bit in here, and actually I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. I don't think I need anything else there. So yeah, we'll get the lights on and give you the overhead so you can see the build progress. Let's have a look at the chat. So David was saying 79 Aussie dollars. Yeah, that is awesome. That is really good. DJ Decor says happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thanks, thanks, thanks. Happy birthday to me. I was singing that this morning like some kind of idiot. It was fun. I liked it. Mark's Ventures, where did you get that CPU at that price? It was just Amazon. Some of the prices have come down a lot, especially now that AM4 is kind of dying. It's not, but they would like it to be. What's that we got there? Thank you, Colin Hilton, for your kind donation. Much appreciated. For those of you wondering why I've looked over that, it's because it's on Kath's phone, so we've got a notification from PayPal that there is a payment coming in. Of course, if you don't have access to YouTube payment schemes, whatever, you can always use PayPal. Links for that are probably in the video description somewhere. If not, they're on our Discord. If you go into the affiliate links, I think it's in there somewhere. That's quite nice.
Nick asked about the ambulance, not the ambulance, the PCB.
Oh yeah.
And I said it was what they used actually to flip the ambulance over.
No, they flipped Connie Beecham's car. That was the Mercedes in the studio, whatever. No,
because that was on my birthday, wasn't it? We were filling that ambulance up.
No, that was. Oh.
I wasn't working there when they flipped her car.
Were you not?
No.
Sure.
I was there when you drove it back, but I wasn't there when it was flipped.
Oh, maybe it was the ambulance then.
Skirsh, wasn't it? No, who was it?
It might be. Sorry, we're reminiscing about when we used to help film stunts at Casualty.
Wasn't Gersh, was it?
Kath was a stunt woman.
As in,
Okay. Right, let's see. Let's do the overhead. Is that going to be close enough? There we go. Let's clear the
Mark's Adventure.
text.
Where did you get that CPU at that price? Mine cost me 139 for 50.
I did answer that just now.
Right, okay, cool.
There we go. I think that's framed up relatively nicely. So this is the motherboard. We're going to open up the ARM there. Going to take out our Ryzen processor. It's the Ryzen 5 4500. And stick it roughly over the top of the pins. And it should fall into place. And it doesn't. Why is it not falling in? Oh, there we go. There must be some pins which are slightly bent. Which for a brand new processor is a little bit concerning. So let's get that lever down. And make sure it's nice and flush all the way around. Yep, that looks good. So that is it. That's the processor installed. That's pretty straightforward. So I'm going to try and pack things up as we go. I am going to have to use the AMD stock cooler, which I'm not overly happy about. And there's a very strong possibility that I am going to swap this out. The theory is with this... Wow, that smells burnt. That smells very burnt. Why does that smell burnt? Oh well. We live to tell another story, another day. So we're going to have to take off the AM4 mountings. What I am going to do with this system is I'm going to build it all up, get it all installed. I'm going to take an image of the drive. And then what I'll do after is I'm going to install all the software, all the games, do some benchmarks on it. And then potentially I'm going to do some swapping out of things and do some tuning before the system gets sold, which hopefully is going to give me a couple of days before I have to do that, so I can get all these videos made. Because I'm guessing somebody somewhere is going to be interested, surely.
Mark's Adventures, I thought it was at French A. I thought they did Casualty and Hobby at the old French A in Bristol. Do you want to explain? Because it's too much.
Right, yeah, no, Casualty was originally filmed in Bristol, and it was done at the studio stuff was done in, I'm trying to think of the road now, St Philip's Road, Old Market. That was where the studio was, and the prop store, which is where I was based. And the actual exterior ED was done at a company called MB Frames, which is
Brunel College.
No.
Was it not?
Well, it had been done in Brunel College years ago, but they moved the exterior ED to. If you look up MB Frames, Bristol, they're based in the same place as the DVLA used to be. Not sure if they're still there or not, actually. And yeah, that is where that was filmed. So that was just across the road from St Philip Street.
And then it moved to Cardiff.
And then, yeah, they decided to move it to Cardiff because, well, they're morons. Actually, it was a political gesture because the Labour government promised to put more work over into Wales about a week before the Conservatives got into power. The Conservatives didn't want to do it because they didn't want the BBC spending the best part of £100 million moving Casualty and Doctor Who over to Wales, and obviously losing all of the local businesses, etc., all that revenue. But yeah, it was a very political thing. There was a 24-hour window where they rushed it through, and it was yeah, it was disappointing for us because we were in Bristol and enjoying filming in Bristol, although the studio did need refurbishment and updating. So we would have had to have moved somewhere, but we were potentially going to go to the Bottle Yard in Bristol, which is over in Brislington, which was our other filming location anyway. But hey ho.
Holby was always done in London, wasn't it?
Yeah, Holby was done in London, although early parts of Casualty, the very first couple of series, the studios were in London to begin with, for about the first one or two episodes, I think, first one or two series, and then they moved it down to Bristol, give it a more permanent home.
But they did film scenes outside in Bristol, didn't they, then?
Yeah, they filmed the exterior in Bristol, but they did the interior in the London studios, because at the time there wasn't a studio set up in Bristol to do it. It's strange actually, because I used to really enjoy watching Casualty as a kid, and I always thought, oh, wouldn't that be cool to work on that programme? And then by a weird twist of fate, I actually managed to get a job there, and kind of hated it. But, yeah, first world problems.
Hated it for 11 years.
Hated it for 11 years. There's more than that, I think, in the end, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It was good money. I sold my soul for money, as we do. That is not gone as planned.
DJ Liqueur says, in my 30 years building PCs and working with servers, I've never used a spludger. Spludger.
You've never used a spludger? Oh, it's my birthday, so I'm allowed to.
You didn't used to, ever.
No, I never used to. I always used to use my finger or just splat it on, but
People get triggered.
I kind of like using the spreader. It kind of is.
Therapeutic.
It's not as efficient because you do have wastage because there's some left on the spludger. But it does give you a consistent, even coverage, which when you're doing benchmarking and stuff is actually really helpful. So I do try to do that where I can. Right, let's get the RAM installed.
And then Mark Spencer says, I get that. I know Bristol is better known for natural history up White Ladies Road. But I think that's gone now, isn't it?
Yeah, the natural history unit is basically pretty much shut down now. They've moved that out. That is what they wanted. The BBC were going to do, so drama and stuff was going to Wales. Natural history went to the UK. News went to...
It was Bristol, wasn't it?
yeah. News went to Manchester. Drama went to Wales. Bristol was natural history. And yeah, I can't remember the other ones because I don't really care. Yeah, so there you go. I might have to get the Sharpies out on those RAM sticks because otherwise James Miscellaneous will be having an absolute fit. Right, anyway, that's that installed. It's quite nice having a small motherboard. You can get it all on the what's it called? The camera.
Milk Monster asks, does starting an AM4 socket system still make sense since AM5 is on the rise?
AM5 is on the rise, but unfortunately it is in a completely different price class. So for a kind of entry-level AM5 system, you'll be looking at the Ryzen 7600, which is going to be kind of best part of £180, I think, at the moment. Then you're going to have DDR5, which is still similar, a little bit more expensive, like double the price of cheap DDR4. The motherboards are going to start at 120, 130. So effectively, you're going to be starting off at roughly double the price to get yourself going. Now, yes, arguably it will be a better system, but in reality, depending on what graphics card and what games you're playing, most of it you're probably not going to notice. Right, that is the M.2 locker, for those of you that are wondering, little plastic thing. And we've got our Kioxia Xperia, so 1 TB drive, NVMe PCI Express Gen 3x4. I'm just going to stick that in, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this on the camera or not. I'll try and do it to an angle. So there's a little pin that goes in there. Although it's a black pin. Ah, there we go. So that is locked in place. Oh. Ah, there we go. It's gone down a bit further. So there we go. Drive is, there we go. A bit more secure. So you just push that into place, and then when you want to take it out, you can just pull that cord like you would on a beer can, and you can open it up. So that effectively is it. There's nothing really more we need to do. So got a processor, got a RAM, sorry, we've got our NVMe, and we've got a RAM. So that is effectively the motherboard done and dusted. So I can pack away some of this stuff, and I'll quickly look over at the chat, see what's going on. Pretty straightforward stuff, this. Famous last words, yeah. JB's Arcade Mod says, I believe I have one of these motherboards. I put a Ryzen 7 5800X on it and a RTX 3080 Founders on it. It is my second gaming rig. Awesome. Yeah, no losing screws with that clip as well, as Matthew Day quite rightly pointed out. Right, let's pack these things away. Let's put the other camera on, main camera. There we go. Hi, I'm back. And remarkably gassy. So like I said, the CPU cooler probably won't stay on there. I will put something else on there, which actually gives me a good chance to do a review on something else. I'll probably need to look for a relatively cheap cooler which has got addressable RGB. I'm thinking the SE214XT again, but ideally I'd like to do something else, so I'll have to keep my eyes open for something around the sort of £20 mark, which is going to do a similar function at a similar price, hopefully. Let's just put these over there. Try and keep a clear workspace. Fat chance of that there. I'm surprised the cats haven't been jumping around. Where's my anti-static bag? There we go. Always a good idea. Put your CPU cooler bits and pieces in your bag. And there we go. So if you ever need to do anything, you got them there. Peerless Assassin. That's a good idea. I think I've done pretty much. I've done pretty much most of those now. There was one. I think it was the BA120, but that's not got addressable RGB. But that is one that is certainly on my radar. Right, power supply, going to need that. I think this case is going to be next, isn't it, really? Right, let's get the case up and on the bench. I don't need that anymore. I need a bigger bench to work. It really is. I'll keep on having this dream. I have a dream of me filming in the attic in a nice big open space with like loads of room to walk around.
Yeah, right. And that's got my herbs up there.
Not those sort of herbs.
No, not those sort of herbs.
No. Not those sort of herbs. Right, this is the IONZ Gamer Edition Kiru KZ29. And I'm pretty sure, I think this is why I kind of subliminally chose this case, is because from what I can recall, this one actually had really good mounting options for both ATX and micro ATX. So I'm pretty sure there's additional cutouts which will allow it to do that. I'm going to have to stand up, I can't do it sat down. I will break something. There we go, there is the case. Get the static out of the way. Oh no, not too bad. I suppose I should use an anti-static strip, but I've spent the last 20 odd years not using one, so why spoil it now? So this is a nice little compact case. Again, if you're building a nice little PC, cheap and cheerful, there's absolutely no point in God's earth of spending a ton of money on a case just to house some cheapy components, because most cases these days have got glass on them, so people are going to see what's inside it, unless you black out the glass, like the tinted windows, so the police can't see that you're smoking a reefer inside the car. Yes, we know, we know. Oh, that is completely out of focus. I blame Kath. So, let's take the thumb screws off. and the rubber grommets come out at the same time. Absolutely awesome. JB's Arcade Mods, nice case that. Plenty to see through for bling bling lighters.
Benny Hill.
Benny Hill, how you doing, Benny Hill?
Right, starts with Mike, my B450.
Someone's answered that already, I think, haven't they?
Have they? Okay, cool.
I heard someone say thanks, or see him say something. I didn't see that.
Slots that it fits in.
I didn't see, where was the question? Sorry, you have to post that question again if you...
Oh, right. Mike, my B450 has 1 terabyte Sabrent rocket NVMe in it, but it is near capacity without buying a new NVMe. Can I use the riser I bought for NVMe drive, and which PCI Express slot should I put, top or bottom?
What graphics card are you using, or are you not using a graphics card? That is going to be the kind of the real defining part of it, really. If your graphics card is in the top slot, then yeah, you're going to be slightly limited on options there. Flame, you're making me very nervous now, walking around like some kind of crazy wild animal. He isn't a crazy wild animal. I probably need to concentrate on that question a little bit more, so I might have to get back to you on that, because if I make mistakes here, this is going to end up costing me the rest of my evening. So, blanking plate. Making sure I'm putting the blanking plate in, and if there's any tabs on these, I would suggest bending them up slightly, especially the one around the, I think that's going to be the HDMI port, because those are going to be the ones which are going to cause you issues if you don't, when you're trying to put the motherboard in.
Benny Hill says it's fine, mate. Thanks anyway.
Alright, cheers.
Right, mate, so you've got to
Cheers.
You're going to sit on the chair.
Wow, that doesn't want to go in there. Come on. This could be the first live stream where I actually cut myself, because that does not want to fit in there. Ah, it's alright. Rookie mistake. I bet the concentration on my face is a picture. Right, I think that's the IO shield in place. It's hard to tell when you've got studio lights blasting your eyeballs out. Although saying that, it's probably going to be even harder if you didn't have the studio lights on, not blasting your eyeballs out. Someone just said upside down. No, it's alright. Riley says, also refreshing to see Mike having issue with IO backplate. Yes, it is. Yes, it is that. Name 89. Is it normally the case at fault or the IO shield at fault when it doesn't fit? Generally, it's going to be the case. IO shields are made to relatively exacting standards, and they are the weaker of the two metals. Obviously, the case is going to be either sort of aluminium or steel blend, whereas the back plate is going to be very, very fine tin, I would imagine. Or thin tin, I should say. Right, so I'm going to take the screws out for the motherboard, because I have a habit of putting the screws into the standoffs on cases, just so that when it comes to actually doing a build, I'm kind of ready for it. So, because this is Micro ATX, we're going to have to check that the pins, or the holes for the back of the motherboard, are all going to be in the right places. So this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and those are all on the bottom slots, it appears. Let's have a quick line up. So yeah, that one needs to move up. So traditionally, that one there for Micro ATX is generally a little bit lower. But for some reason on this board, it's actually higher. So this board is actually quite condensed. That is quite unusual. So it is always best to check, do a quick visual, make sure the standoffs are in the right place. You can, if you want to, you can buy one of these little box wrenches. These are really handy to have. A lot of motherboards and, sorry, not motherboards, a lot of cases actually come with like an adapter, but I find these are really good. I think this is a 5mm. I can't really see, it's worn off, or is it 6mm? 5mm box wrench. And these are really handy, so if you want to put the screw back in, you just hold it in there. This one isn't magnetized, but it's still pretty easy to do. I've had this for about 20 years. It's one of the better things that I've bought over the years. Right, let's do the overhead thing. And there we go. Is there anything actually visible there? Let's zoom back out. Ooh, let's zoom in. There we go. Sorry the lighting's not great. So you can see now there's the pillars. I've put the additional ones in down the side there, because you never know, they might want to upgrade to ATX motherboard at a later date. that's pretty good. That works. So I'm just going to get the screws lined up. So this is what I was meaning about this board. So you've got some holes there, so making it a bit easier to wire rather than going through the bottom, because some cases aren't going to have particularly long cabling, especially on slightly cheaper cases, because it's obviously not really cost effective to add lots of extra cable on the off chance that someone might use a micro ATX board and an ATX case.
Hi Rakas, what do you do with all these PCs you build? Do you sell them somewhere?
Yeah, these mostly get sold locally. Quite often they'll just get stripped down and I'll reuse the parts. On the sort of slightly more mid-range or high-end stuff, then I'm extremely tempted to do that, because the market is pretty useless at the moment for PC sales. But for sort of lower end stuff like this, where if I can put together a PC for somewhere in the region of about £200–300, this sort of price point sells really, really easily. It doesn't take very long to sell. Generally, the last one I did was about 500, I think, and it sold within about 2 or 3 hours of listing. I did underprice it a little bit. What I try and do is I try and get back as much as I can on what I've actually purchased myself. Anything which I've been given or donated, I generally kind of just really give away. So trying to give a little something back to potential new viewers, etc. So yeah, that works out pretty well for me, and people get a pretty decent deal out of it all. So yeah, works out quite nicely. So that is the motherboard in there. Doesn't look too bad. Lots of room actually for a larger cooler, which I probably will do at some point, I think. We've got the stock fans in at the moment, so I'm probably going to leave those in. But I want to see what the noise is like. If it's too bad, then I will swap them out. I honestly can't remember what the noise profile was like on them. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to do all the wiring and put the power supply in. So we can do that from this side. There isn't a lot of room in the back here, which was one of my considerations with the power supply, whether or not to go and spend the extra to get a modular one. But then I thought, well, if I start going down the lines of getting a modular power supply and all the other things that entails, more expense, etc., etc., it's just making the PC more expensive. That doesn't work anymore. And basically you get to a point where people don't want to pay the money. They would much rather have something which was cheap and cheerful, and then potentially change out parts at a later date than they would actually spend up front. And the thing is, this moment, you've got to realise, unlike all the pomp and pageantry today going on in London, pretty much most of the country is screwed. A lot of people can't even afford to eat or live anywhere. So times are tough. And not everybody has got money to be buying expensive stuff. So if you can keep your prices down, it opens up your market to a lot more buyers, because there's only a certain amount of people that have got that excess cash. And if they have got excess cash now, they might not have it in the coming weeks, months, years, or whatever. So trying to appeal to a more budget-minded market, I think, has its benefits, because the budget market's always going to be there, because there's always going to be people that ain't got a lot of money. I think that is pretty much guaranteed these days. So if you only tailor for the high-end market, when things get tough, your market is going to dry up. Whereas if you target the budget market, it's always going to be there, and potentially as times get harder, more people are going to be coming into that market because they can't afford anything else. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking nonsense. Maybe it's the drink. Who knows?
Do you know if Lord Erectus has found a place to live yet?
Lord Erectus is still, as far as I'm aware, is living on the beach. Which actually sounds pretty idyllic, let's be fair.
No, with all your stuff, it's not.
Like, obviously we love Lord Erectus, but damn, living on a beach in Australia, like, come on.
But with all your possessions.
If I was living on a beach in, well, yeah, I guess it's going to be hard to plug your PC in. Unless you've got some seriously badass solar panels. I honestly don't know what the situation is like over there, what the weather's like, the climate, etc. It could be absolutely, like, not bad, like camping almost.
Ugly Bob says sounds better than living in Portishead.
I'm tempted to agree there, Bob.
Well, there's nice parts of Portishead.
I don't know.
I like the Windmill Pub when you look out all over the... I don't know, is it a bay?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate. Your son wants to get on the back of the chair.
Yeah, Portishead's alright.
That night in hospital for a letter cost $27,000.
Bloody hell. That's a lot of money. Right, what's the cat's done with my cable ties now? I'm blaming them.
Don't blame them, blame Poppy.
Poppy, where's my cable ties? Gosh darn it.
Letter lived in a van on the beach in South Florida. I don't think he's got a van though, has he?
No, I'm not sure what vehicle he's got, to be honest.
You want a vehicle specifically to live in?
No. Yeah, I'm not sure if it is their winter at the moment. It might be.
It's approaching it, I think.
Yeah, because they're kind of reverse of us. Yeah.
So their summer is Christmas.
Alright, gotta be kind of careful here because there isn't a lot of room to manage cables with here. That'll do. I actually watched for the first time last night, which I've not seen previously, a film called Hackers. Now, this, for obviously PC people, is going to be a very well-known thing. Let me know in the chat, have you seen the film Hackers? And what is your honest opinion on it? Because I'm going to go against the norm, I think, and say that I thought it sucked.
Mark's Adventures, Portishead was bleak, I thought. Better than Yate, though.
Yeah, Yate is the douche of Bristol, really, isn't it? There's some nice places in Yate. It's like anywhere, there's always going to be areas which aren't quite as popular or quite as nice. It happens.
Chris F agrees it was shite.
Yeah, Hackers was like,
Let me show anything.
I thought it was absolutely awesome, but yeah, it was kind of, it was like Weird Science, but slightly less believable. No, slightly more believable. I think Weird Science actually had more going for it in terms of reality than Hackers. It seemed very, very, like, the bad guy in it, I'm not going to try and spoil it for anybody, but the bad guy in it was, I believe, the same guy who played
Is it the old movie with Robert Redford?
No, this is I'm pretty sure it had a comedian in it, and I'm reasonably sure he played the role of the Indian guy in Short Circuit, but they blacked him up or browned him up or whatever. And yeah, it was a very, very strange thing to watch, Hackers. And I feel like I haven't really missed anything.
Is it the sci-fi movie where they make your head explode, or was that Scanners?
That's Scanners. No, this was a whole lot worse. Fisher Stevens, it might have been. Bob probably knows. I don't know, but yeah, it was a very, very weird film. Like, borderline. I was getting to the point where I'm thinking to myself, what am I actually watching here? This is pathetic. And like the boot sequences for the laptops and stuff was horrendous. And I watched it with a kind of more of a modern eye on things. So this is really, really bad. Like, really bad. I need some more cable ties. What have the cat's done with my cable ties?
Should have took advice from Roy.
What did Roy say? Chop all the cables off?
Or
buy a modular?
Don't use more than 2 cable ties. Or something like that.
Don't use more than 2 cable ties.
How many was it you were allowed to use?
Oh, Roy from work. Yeah. Yeah, it was like 2, wasn't it? It's like you're tripping.
Red says Hugh Jackman hacking in Swordfish was more realistic, and that was the joke.
Oh god, yeah, I think I vaguely remember that as well. What do I need for this? I need a 6 pin, so that needs to go in through there.
Brock married to Steven Seagal?
Yes, she was.
I didn't even know who Steven Seagal was when somebody showed a photo of him.
Steven Seagal,
I know.
he gets a bad rap, but if you've watched Under Siege, there's a lot of things you can forgive the man for. Let's be fair. Under Siege was one of the greats. And I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way either. I actually genuinely mean that.
He never lets me show anything on here anymore.
Right, now... oh, is that going to go through there? Yes, it is. Praise be to baby Jeebus. Right. Let's not get this completely wrong. Actually, am I going to be better off going that way? Yeah, I am. I've made a rookie mistake already. And that is going to have very little chance of coming back out there, I feel. Oh no. Maybe it will. Oh, I'm going to break the motherboard. No, I'm not. Yeah, Weird Science was a great film. We enjoyed that immensely. O'Reilly says Under Siege films are legend. Steven Seagal at his best. Totally.
We like quoting the pork sandwich scene, Angel.
Yeah. Weird Science.
Woo! Because we're good parents like that.
Yeah. My creation, is it real? Oh well, at least I'm not going to get a copyright strike. I don't think I could be actually further out of tune.
Red just had a thought. I don't think Seagal has ever lost a part in any of his movies.
No, he probably hasn't. It's probably in his contract.
Mark's Adventure likes those cases for cable management.
Yeah, it's not too bad. There's definitely worse. I'm pretty sure I've had them. You have to be careful with the cable management on this because otherwise the side panel just literally will not go back on. Thanks.
Captain Meat.
I saw. Good effort for trying though. Bless you. We're definitely going to do some cable management on this sucker.
James Brock's making dinner.
I haven't seen yet. Oh, hi James. I haven't seen yet if the guy who was interested in this PC is actually in the chat or even watching. If you are, hopefully you're enjoying this video or this stream.
Benny Hill loved Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was alright.
In the sports shop with Bat.
I actually, when Bill and Ted's first came out, the first one, I really enjoyed it. But trying to watch Face the Music, which is the new one, which has just come out, I found that very, very hard to watch. Which saddened me immensely. Because years ago, that would have been right up my street and would have been totally my humour. But it just seemed like it got a little bit too kind of pathetic. Or they've overplayed it. Don't get me wrong, love Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is awesome. But I just don't think that seeing Keanu Reeves like in his 50s playing Bill and Ted does either him or his career any justice. That's probably hurtful. Keanu, if you're watching, lots of love. But please don't do any more Bill and Ted films because they suck.
A bit like Absolutely Fabulous when they did that.
Do The Matrix again. The Matrix was alright. That still sucked a little bit, but there's going to be a lot of people there now are going to be like, what? The Matrix? You can't say that. The Matrix was amazing. I actually didn't dislike the new Matrix, but I still think that Keanu Reeves was a little bit too old to play the part now. But I think that was the intention, the way they scripted it. So it did kind of make sense, but it just didn't seem... I didn't want to see Keanu as an older person.
Totally agree. Old dudes playing kids is just creepy. A bit like Friends.
Yeah. Friends, yeah.
Then that'd be like,
I'll be there for you
never watched.
when I go to prison.
Rick H likes the John Wick films.
Yes. Now, John Wick is perfect for Keanu at his current age because it's got a little bit of kind of authenticity. It could happen. There could be someone like John Wick with all that training who is gone back into business, etc., etc. So it kind of, yes, it makes sense. It's a viable thing. But seeing Neo return in the Matrix, yeah, it was all a little bit weird for me. I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable film, but yeah, I don't know. There was just something about it that didn't quite sit right for me. I'm just too fussy, I think, and I don't think it's always.
I don't think you are the night you watch.
Yeah, I do put it on just as basically to block out all the crap in the world, because it. Oh Jesus, my eyes!
But what about all the symbolism in it?
I don't care because I don't look for the symbolism, and if it's there, I don't care really. I'm not looking for it. I just la la la. Right, let's do the front panel I/O. So hard drive LED is going to be, actually power LED is going to be along the top. I wish they'd do these things, actually join them up. Isn't too difficult. Right, so power LED along there, then we got power switch, which goes right next to that, and then we're going to have reset switch, which is going to be below that. Reset switch and power switch doesn't really matter which way they go around. The hard drive LED and the power LED have to have the positive on the end pin, otherwise they will not illuminate, because it's trying to illuminate a diode, and that needs to have the correct polarity, otherwise it will not fire up. So where is our USB? Oh, there it is, at the bottom. I was just thinking for a minute there, we don't have a front USB connection. How terrible would that be? And it is actually under there. So we can route that through. And that will go on there. Always be careful with USB 3 connections. If it doesn't want to go in, don't just force it in. Give it a little wiggle so all the pins line up with the plug, and that will save you a lot of heartache. I have actually got a motherboard here from what was it? I have to look on the board now. I never remember the names, so right there, the under. Oh god, I can't remember right now. The Understanding? Anyway, whoever it is who sent me that B450 board, it has got an absolutely ruined USB 3 port. I have been working on it actually. I've taken the USB 3 port off, desoldered it, taken it all off, cleaned it all up, and it's still crashing like crazy. So there's clearly something else going on there, which is not good. So we do need to address that at some point, but there's been way too many things going on. So I've kind of la-la-la'd it a bit. Right, so there is our
Where did you get your
fans.
torch from?
Torch came from my work actually. Motor Parts in Downend. So if you want to pick one of those up, you can do. It's a Ring. Actually, no, I can't think of the actual model now. It is made by Ring, not the people who make those stupid doorbells. It's the Ring that actually used to make light bulbs and a lot of stuff for cars. It's part of that Ring Automotive rather than Ring Electrical. Or
Have you seen Knock Knock with Keanu Reeves?
Knock Knock. Have I seen Knock Knock? No, that is one of those films that I looked at and I thought, no, that is something that I don't think I can watch because it's a little bit too terrifying. I think the general story of that is he gets two like random girls come round to his house to knock on the door to see if they can use the phone or something, and they end up seducing him and all that stuff, and then his life goes down the toilet and they try to kill him, I think. So yeah, I don't really want to watch stuff like that. There's too much stuff like that going on in the world as it is, so best not to be reminded of it too much. Right, there is all the cabling done. We'll put those cables down there. I think that is pretty much it. That's not as tidy as what I'd like it to have been. We got this a little bit sandwiched down in here, but for now, I think it will be absolutely fine. The back panel does have a little bit of a hump there, so hopefully, oh yeah, that's a piece of cake. Doesn't even need to be. I thought I was going to have to do the suitcase dance on this one. You know, where you have to put all your clothes in your suitcase when you're going abroad. Allegedly, I don't know, not done it for such a long time.
Apparently Knock Knock is based on a leading Bristol YouTuber, just saying.
Ah. Well, it ain't me though.
And Vim, can you please suggest a $600 to $700 future-proof PC build with GPU? Said through Discord.
Yeah, jump in our Discord chat and I will see what I can do for you. I'm not guaranteeing it because prices at the moment are not great. Let's be fair. But yeah, we should be able to come up with something for you. Now I should have actually popped out these rear I/O doodars. Is that one which comes out or not? Let's have a look. I'm not sure if this one was captive or not. Anyway, how are we all going on in the chat tonight? Are you all having yourselves a wonderful Saturday evening? I'll have a quick beverage.
Captain Meat says,
Hmm.
can he check if you were in Fist of Fury?
Sorry, I'm just reading through the chat there. Was I in Fist of Fury? No. I was in Two Girls, One Cup.
He was the cup.
I was the cup. They used me as a receptacle, the bastards. Sorry, I forgot PG rating for the video.
I will combine USB 3.0, USB extended and core fabric, designed for the blue connector snapshot, which it wasn't the motherboard.
Oh, that sucks. I hate it when things break, especially cables. Right, I'm going to unplug those stoppers on there. So this is the MSI GeForce GTX 1650 Super. This is one of those cards which doesn't look particularly special, but actually is a pretty decent performer, and it has actually been untouched by human hands, it would appear. I haven't taken it apart, so we might have to do some testing on this and then actually do a pasting job on it. Let's see if we can get any more performance out of it. Although, from what I remember, these things run super cool anyway. So that went in quite nicely. So we're going to want some screws now. I'm sure this case would have come with a pack of screws, but it doesn't appear to. Oh, damn it! I didn't put the stuff on the bloody power supply. That's Bob's fault. Yeah, where's the bag with all the spare bits? Have I already shut that out somewhere? What are those screws there? Those can't be for that, surely. What did I take those screws out of? Can anyone remember? What did I take those out of? They appear to be here. So they were here for a reason. Or are they from the pack? Did I open that earlier and just completely forget about it? Let's see if those physically fit. If they do, I'll use them.
ZS says, apart from the CPU, this is pretty much my current system. Mine has a Ryzen 5
That works.
5500.
Nice. Yeah, processor wise, there's going to be loads of arguments for and against the processor that we've used here, and I totally get it. It's literally, like I said, this was one of those things where I wanted to do things to a kind of the cheapest I could possibly do, just to really kind of stretch what can be done these days with such a low amount of money. And I'm not being kind of disingenuous with that. I genuinely mean it. Like I said, there's a lot of people in this world that don't have a lot of money, or maybe they've got loads of kids. Like if you've got 2 or 3 kids these days and like they both want a computer, it's going to get expensive. So you have to kind of make some sacrifices, and yeah, maybe they can't have the latest and greatest, but if they can, I think most kids, if they had the choice of having either one really good PC that the family shared, or they could have their own PCs in their own room, I think most of them, I would argue, would go with that and have their own in their room. I'm pretty sure I would. Again, if you think I'm talking out of my hat, which I'm not even wearing, please feel free to let me know. Bernie Hill, what was the total cost of this build, Mike? I missed the first 30 minutes of the live stream. I'll try and zip through it towards the end there, but I'm pretty sure, as this stands at the moment, it's going to be about somewhere between 300 and 400, if that. It's a really, really cost-effective little build, which is why I like it, because you can play some half-decent games. And also, if you get the money, if you get a little bit of budget, a bit of a windfall, get yourself another graphics card in there, maybe put a 1070 in there, or even like a 2060 KO.
Ugly Bob wants to know what you're blaming him for.
I can't remember that. What am I blaming Bob for now?
I don't know, you were blaming him for something.
Was I?
He said blame Bob.
Christ. Can't remember what that was.
You don't mind taking the blame, but as long as he knows what he's done.
Hashtag
Quick,
blame
make
Bob.
something up.
I can't think. I honestly can't think what it was.
Stuff in
Oh, I know what it was. No, it was the I put the power supply in and I forgot to put the carbon fibre wrap on it before I did it. Because we normally, if we've got a relatively lower end PSU, then we'll be tempted to cover it up a little.
So why is that blaming him?
Because Bob forgot to tell me to do it. Normally he's the first person on there saying, oh, I put the carbon fibre wrap on it. You Bristol bastard.
Bob says it was probably my fault anyway.
Your fault.
Where should him put the message in Discord?
What was the message regarding?
Building a PC.
Oh, building a PC. There's a specific room for PC build advice. So you can do it in there. Actually, that didn't look too bad.
Probably won't be tonight.
There we go. I think that is pretty much it. It is done. That don't look too bad. I would have liked to have done something with the cable in there, but I think realistically, by the time we get the side panel on, it's going to be absolutely fine. And the thing is, again, this is a bargain PC, bargain basement PC. We're not looking for the absolute cream of the crop, absolutely stunning cable work. All we're looking for is something which is half tidy and can play a couple of games at 1080p without crashing.
Get some wrap on that bad boy, you Bristol barstool.
Thank you, Bob. Bless your heart. I probably will, actually. I will take. I think I will take the power supply out and give it a coating of carbon fibre, and I'll probably do Sharpie down the edge of the graphics card as well.
Did you put M.2 in?
M.2 is in. Right, there we go. Ta-da! Tis done.
She can answer build advice on Discord.
Thanks, Aletta. So there we go. There's a PC done. And it's almost in focus as well. Hello. Charles Sausage Fingers. Not going to get used to that sticky stuff on the side. Right, let's go back to the main camera then. So we can fire this bad boy up and see if it actually works, or see if it gives off magic smoke. My favourite. There we go. I'm going to leave it on the side there so you can actually see what it looks like. Hopefully there will be no reflecto porn of calf. Shouldn't be. I think she's got her boob strapped in, so you should be alright. Keeping your feet warm?
Yeah.
Right. Whew. That's some gassy beer.
Remember when the pill was a special thing? Did you just rip that off?
I did. I'm actually going to put it back on as well. Captain, hey Captain, how's your arse? Is it Captain, did you say?
Captain White.
Captain White, yeah. Oh no, that's Captain Rovius, wasn't it? Who's got the bad arse. Sorry, got the wrong captain. Yeah, Captain Rovius. I think he had the MC Trotskys this week.
Does it grate cheese?
Does it grate cheese?
That one you did earlier.
This one actually is cheese grater style.
You could grate the wax off that cheese.
Yeah,
Not waste any cheese.
actually. Oh, there's that's the pack of screws I was looking for just now.
There they are.
Thanks. Yes, what I was going to say.
You could punch a potato through and make chips, ugly Bob said.
Bob, I'm trying to sell this. Piss off. Kath, can you please moderate these comments? Ah, dear. Right. Sorry, I'm just tidying up behind myself here before I fire this up. And there's absolutely no point in going bang, because I know it's a power supply of a certain quality, so potentially it might go bang anyway.
2 seconds.
Hello.
Tim has posted under the name of Jack.
All right.
1339 in Discord, so
Okie dokie.
when we do it, sort of.
Muchas gracias. Right, where's the power cable? Have I got a power cable? I should have a power cable. I had a power cable. Let's pretend I'm a hacker and it'll just magically appear and I'll log into the Pentagon. No one will be any the wiser. That'll be awesome. MC Trotskys. Right, let's hit the power button.
Bang!
Hey! Oh, the stream turned off. Whenever I plug things in, things turn off there. There we go. So it's got RGB. The fans are static speed. They are pulling in air. There is air coming out. That's a good sign. So it bloody works. Things spin and lights light up. And let's plug in an HDMI cable. He says. And we'll have a look. A toaster. How dare
you? Is it me or should these pieces might make have Trotter's independent trader of different products on the side? What about the rear fan?
The rear fan, I might rejig this whole design at a later point. And
hey Poppy.
Right, let's see what's on the screen.
PC.
Let's plug that into there.
Don't go on the desk.
And let's turn into, where are we? Desktop, oh, webcam. That'll do it.
Whoa.
You silly R's. Right, so we don't seem to have any output, so that's not a good sign immediately. So let's try that again. This should work, in theory.
Someone fall off a chair now.
No, it's probably jumped into an empty box.
PC box because the lid was open. She's in it now, but on its side.
Right, what have I got no display on here then? Ah, there we go. We have got a display.
On video.
Yeah, that's all right. It is booting up now. I think I wiggled this just now. Ah, there we go. That is working. It's on the screen now. Sorry for the lack of display clarity. Let's see if we can set the BIOS up a minute. Or see what needs to be set up. So we want to Alt Control Delete and smash the delete key. I'm just going to go in and quickly set up the BIOS. I'm not going to do anything too outrageous, not going to do any overclocks or anything like that. Just literally get a BIOS working and set up things like the XMP profiles and all that kind of stuff.
Mark's Adventures.
And actually, I'm going to plug in the Ethernet cable.
Mark's Adventures.
I can't read it.
Is there a kind of HDMI switch I could use for more than one cable from a few PCs to one monitor, so I can switch between them?
Yeah, you could get an HDMI KVM switch. That would probably be really good because then you can use the same keyboard and mouse and the same HDMI monitor between lots of PCs. That's a really good way of doing it.
But we've started an iCopy Dora. You've got flame in the box.
Right, so BIOS version, yeah, actually that's right, XMP, Silicon Power, Profile 1, yeah, DDR4 3200. The CPU fan control, that's fine. Let's do advanced mode. AI tweakers, I think it's doing here. I think that's performance BIOS, none. Precision boost overdrive, auto, yeah, that's fine. Trusted computing, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. That's all right. CPU configuration. We'll turn on virtual machine for security. Don't wreck that box. I've got to sell that. God damn it. Did it actually recognise the drive? I didn't see if it did. SATA, isn't it? Onboard devices. So HD audio, yeah. DVI port audio, no. LED lighting, yeah, breathing mode will be fine. PCI bifurcation, leave that as auto. USB power off. Serial port, always disable those because those are a pain. APM, EPR ready. If you turn this off or disable EPR, the PC will charge USB things whilst the PC is off. If you set ERP ready to on, it will try and save power wherever possible, so it will change those, or not charge them rather, I suppose I should say. PCI, let's turn that on. Resizable bar, auto, and leave that. USB, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. AMD overclocking. What else do we need to do in here? I don't think there's anything we need to do in here actually. Precision boost overdrive is set to auto, that's fine. I think that'll do. So I don't want load optimized.
Enable
Thanks.
PBO? I don't know if you've done that.
Yeah, PBO is enabled. So I'm going to stick in my Windows 11 drive and we'll do save changes and reset. And then it will start doing the installation, with any luck, of Windows 11. So make sure it starts that before I switch the screen back. ASUS in search of incredible.
Also, that EPR setting is important if you ever have a need to turn the PC on remotely using Wake on LAN.
Yep, good point. Yeah. English, yeah, we want all the Englishes. So this is a brand spanking new drive. I wasn't sure if it was or not, to be honest, but it is a brand spanking new drive. When you're installing Windows, if you choose, I don't have a product key here, you can choose whichever OS you want. We're going to choose Windows 11 Pro, because the Pro keys are pretty cheap, from premiumcdkeys.com. This PC, what the feck? This PC can't run a Windows 11. This PC doesn't mean...
PBO isn't enabled in auto. You have to set it to enabled.
Yeah, I've only got the stock cooler at the moment, so I'm not sure if I can. This PC can't run... Oh, I bet I haven't got Secure Boot turned on.
You forgot to put the sticker on the PSU.
I know. Who said that?
Captain White.
Thank you.
Go to enable TPM.
Yeah.
Module.
I thought TPM was on. Alright, we'll reboot and go back into the BIOS and check that. It's ironic because it says the system's Windows 11 ready. But maybe I didn't change something, so... advanced mode. So if you're not too sure where things are, you can just go to there and just type TPM. Oh. TPM enable firmware. So TPM is on.
Alright, Wolfman, what thermal paste did you use?
MX4.
Because he's just bought some MX6. I'm assuming it's a him.
So why is this not Windows ready? Windows 11 ready.
TPM even?
Yeah, FTPM's enabled. Why will that not do Windows 11? That's strange.
If you had gone to repair this PC, you might have had a button to boot to UEFI.
Let's enable
Check
that.
secure boot. Secure boot enable.
Yeah, it might well be that.
I'm only reading, that's not me. I'm no expert.
That's enabled. CPU.
Mike, CSM.
Yep, CSM. I'll have a look at that as well.
Question, William Bodie, does the M.2 have to be GTP format?
GPT, yeah.
Or CPU?
Ryzen 5 4500.
Or was it GPT?
GPT. It's found the drive, so...
Gone to bed, Popadora.
Where is that? Yeah, because I don't think we've even got CSM enabled. CSM. Launch CSM disabled. Yeah, that's what it was. Whoever said launch CSM, they were absolutely right. Well done. You get to wear the big crown as soon as Charlie Sausage Fingers is finished with it. All right, let's see if that will go any further.
Virtual setting off. Did you set up the boot drive?
Yeah, I believe so. Right, what's going on now? Oh, I bet I know what it is.
Jared says 4500 not listed as supported apparently. I'll
What?
double check.
Right, because I've turned on or turned off CSM, and now I'm not getting a boot. So I wonder if the graphics card doesn't support UEFI. I can't see how it wouldn't.
Okay, mates.
But that doesn't seem to be booting now. Or it has booted, it just can't display. That is very strange.
Question, you cannot use CSM and rebar at the same time, or can you?
I don't think so, no. But it let me enable rebar. But now it won't let me boot. I'm really confused. Let's restart again. I wonder if it is the graphics card is not UEFI compatible. I can't see how that would be, because it's technically newer than the other one I've got. But if it hasn't got a UEFI compatible BIOS on the GPU, it won't let you enable that. So I might have to reboot.
Clear CMOS and start again, but this time just set the CSM.
I'm very confused with this.
Did you hear that?
I did. Right, let's reboot again. Actually, let's turn off and start again. Because I think it's actually started Windows setup. Let's mash the delete key. How annoying. Sorry there's no display on the screen at the moment.
Shags the Hobo says happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks, Hobo.
Flash BIOS.
The BIOS is actually on the latest version.
Ben Hill says happy birthday.
Thank you.
Lara Flame says CSM and secure boot need to both be enabled, and
there we
to
go.
be able to boot, you need your boot drive to be formatted in GPT.
Right, there was something on the screen then, and I can't see it, and it just disappeared. I'm not sure if this cable might be a bit screwy as well.
Actually, there's no signal. Oh,
Yeah, so it just come up and then it disappears. Right, wonder if this is that Duff HDMI cable again, which I keep on reusing by mistake. I'm gonna chuck it to the other side of the room because that always helps. Although I think this is the Duff cable.
Is there a Duff USB on that case?
Shouldn't be. Right. Do we have anything now?
Legacy boot or UEFI boot, also boot via Windows option.
Right, I've got no display again. So what was the last thing on the screen? Was it press Y?
It's not on the Windows 11 supported processor list.
What, the Ryzen 4500?
I think so.
Oh, for God's sakes. Seriously?
That's what Jared's saying.
Unbelievable. How can it not be supported?
Ryzen 5 4500U is a mobile version for laptop. The desktop version is not compatible.
Oh, for...
Warn on.
Oh well, looks like I'll be sending a processor back.
O'Reilly says Ryzen 4500 desktop CPU is supported for Windows 11.
Right, we've got... Oh.
Yeah, but they have the 4500U, but not the desktop one.
Right, I've got a partial display there, so something's not going right, is it?
What have you got in there? A 4500?
4500 straight, just
Not with a U.
a non-X. Right, I think what I'm going to do is cry. I'm not going to cry. I might cry. I might cry big tears. I can't see why that would not work, so I'm going to plug in my little mini monitor and see if it is something to do with the capture. I can't see that it would, but stranger things have happened when using capture cards to, well, capture. Ah dear. These things are sent to try us. They certainly do.
Captain White says, can you just tell him I've written down the case for you?
Yeah, Captain White Calf has written down the case. If that means anything.
For you to look at, he wants you to look at a case.
Oh,
On
right.
text, guy too.
Got you. Thank you for the super chat. Who's that from?
Sorry.
5 Australian dollars. Michael T. How you doing? Got a busy day. Just saying hi to my cat kiddies and mothers. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. And if you want to buy a cheap PC,
Lights up, but no, doesn't work other than that.
no, it lights up and it looks moderately pretty, but other than that, it's a bit of a lost cause currently. I should have checked the compatibility list, but then I thought, well, there's no reason why the 4500 shouldn't work because of it's based on the 5500. But as I quite often are happy to preach, you should check these things. Well, you shouldn't, I did. I should, because I'm the one who looks a fool when this. Maisie, stop looking at things to sit on, especially when it's looking in this direction. It puts the dog in the basket. Right, let's plug this in and see if we can actually get any sense out of this silly PC. I was there thinking, actually, is it me? Am I being stupid here? Because I've done that. I've been stupid. It's happened before. Righty.
Would Carrie Holzman know what to do?
Carrie Holzman would be all over this like a rash. He would be absolutely on it.
Captain Meat wanted you to answer that.
Right, let's see what we can get on this screen now.
RGB doorstop.
RGB doorstop.
As Moog
It's
is.
not that useful. Right, so now we got some stuff on screen, which is a good sign. So there we go. Yeah, we got everything we need there. So UEFI, yeah, the boot priority. M.2 is not showing now. Why is the M.2 drive not showing? It says NA. So that is interesting in itself. Why is the M.2 drive not showing? Because I'm sure it did before. So, you guys can't see this. I'm so sorry, but it's one of those things that we're kind of a little bit screwed, really.
Right. Did you thank Michael for his super chat?
Thank you for the super chat, Michael T. Yes, I did.
And that was Gary.
Thank you, Gary.
Happy birthday to us both.
Sorry, I have to move over. Gary with a very kind $30 US. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Mike and Kath. Someone's there saying, I will avoid Windows 11 as long as possible. It's, to be honest with you, Windows 11 is a nice operating system. I actually really like it.
I didn't.
But it does throw up a few things. So CSM is disabled now. So why is the M.2 drive not showing? That is odd. Yes, CSM is disabled. Secure boot. Other OS. We want Windows UEFI mode. Key management. And clear the keys. And install default boot keys. Correct. Okay. Maisie! What to go on?
No.
You absolute stupid... Right, get out! Go on, get out! God damn cats. Go and play outside. Jesus.
She will go to bed.
Get in your box then. In your box. Man.
Master's voice and all that.
I'm gonna have to woosah some shit in a minute. Right, please work. I'm sure the 4500 works in Windows 11. Whoever said that before was just joshing with me, I swear. Thank you for the super chat. I can't see it, but thank you. It's booting. Mark Berry, £10. Buy some Carnation Chicken. Happy birthday too, lol. Thank you so much. Mike, if you need to chill, take a swig of beer.
Do you need another beer?
Yeah, I probably do actually. These cans are quite small, aren't they? Let's be fair. Oh, my back is hurting. I hate this chair. Oh, Windows install. Forgot I was doing that. Let's click on next. Install now. I don't have a product key. Windows 11 Pro. Please don't say stupid things like this isn't supported. Yay! There we go. I don't know what was going on just now. There we go. It's installing Windows. Right. So, we've learned some things. Firstly, I'm an idiot. Secondly, Windows 11 can try the patience of the most patient of individuals like me. Captain White, £2 says, thanks for the Pals cream. I will always pay my bills. Thank you, sir. Captain Meets Avengers. Mike, can we have a game stream on Bank Holiday? It will save us from that midwife program. Yeah, potentially, actually. We haven't done that for a long time. It would be... I'm actually tempted to buy Dead Island 2 and stream some of that. I'm not sure if everyone's going to be interested in that, though. And for those of you that have already played it, it's probably going to be a bit boring and a bit lame. So I don't know what would be the ideal kind of content to stream, really. So, yeah, I don't know. I could do CSGO. I could do Fortnite, I think. Wreckfest. Let me know. Let me know what you think before Monday, obviously. I'm working tomorrow in the shop, so there's not going to be a lot I can do or answer tomorrow. But yeah, for Monday, for a bank holiday stream, for a bit of gaming at some point in the afternoon or evening, I'm sure we could work something out. Unless it's super sunny, in which case I'm going to be outside turning myself into Indian Mike. Because Indian Mike needs to make a reappearance. Cheers, everybody. That's actually quite nice. Never heard of it before. Brooklyn Brewery. Crisp lager. Is this an American thing? It looks like it's made in the same factory as Carlsberg. So it's brewed in the UK. Those fans are too loud. I'm thinking they're going to go in the bin. I don't know. We'll see. Unfortunately, you can't control them because they are on Molex. So they are a bit on the yeah, a bit on the loud side. They move a reasonable amount of air though, which is always nice. Come on, ASUS in search of incredible, getting ready. Good old Wimaxit touch panel. Oh, here we go. Please give us all your information and details because we want to hound you and sell your data like the bastards we are. Thanks for the pause cream. I always pay my bills. I like that. That's good. Hello, McFly. I have no idea what's going on. All I know is it's HDMI 1080p 60 Hz. So that's a good sign. Well, what an eventful birthday this has been.
This year.
Yeah, not this year, another year. Love a touchscreen. Checking for updates. There will be many.
Oh, Flame, what are you doing on top of the fridge?
You guys can be the judge of this. Is the noise of those fans too much? I think it probably is. The CPU cooler isn't going to be helping. I said the CPU cooler is probably not going to be helping. Name your device. Right, what should we call this device?
Mark's Adventures off.
Cheers, Mark.
I think it was a while ago. I'm getting a bit behind.
I want to give this PC an actual name. And I think I should name it after one of the space shuttles. There's a long running history of me doing that. What should we call it? Discovery. Yes, I like Discovery. We'll call it Discovery. It was either going to be Endeavour, Discovery. Anyone who knows me, who knew me when I worked at M Squared, we had the same thing there. So there was the entry-level PC, which was the Discovery on AMD side. If it was the Intel one, it would be Endeavour.
Okay.
And then you had the Sprinter Deluxe, and there was also a machine called the Fog, which was an abbreviation of what the PC was like. It was basically a gaming PC, but it's called the Fog, the FOG. You probably know what the F and the O stand for. The G is for gaming.
Captain Meat's Adventure. Can we have a game stream on Bank Holiday? It will save us from...
I've already done that.
Oh, right, okay. I'm a bit behind.
Set up for personal use. Unlock your Microsoft experience. Right, for those of you who are getting to this point, you've got Windows, and you get to this, you're like, oh, I don't want to add a Microsoft account. Well, you don't have to. So you just put no@thanks.com as your email address. Press enter. It'll ask you for your password. Just type in no thanks. And it will say, oops, something went wrong. Someone has entered an incorrect password for this account too many times. Click next, and it will just ask you for your name. So we'll call this AMD. Password, don't want one. Job done. And that is it. Bypassed. Oh, driver's installed in the background by the look of it. There we go. We've got a resolution now. So find my device, no, because we've not got that. Required only, no, we don't want to do that. No, no, and hell no. Checking for updates. So yeah, seems to work. So Ryzen 5 4500, hello Poppy, does appear to work with Windows 11, it would seem. So whoever said that duff information earlier, I will hunt you down. I was actually genuinely worried. Concerned.
It was a U on the end, but I don't know if it's a U or...
Yeah, because
That's why I was asking you. But you've just...
The 4500U...
Poppy, no! Can we show what she's actually like?
Yeah.
I think she thinks her name's Puppy.
See, I was looking as well. I was enthralled. I was loving it. She's doing it again now.
Go on, Popster. So she spits it out.
Thank you for the super chat. That was from Skystalker, 10 Canadian dollars. Says, happy birthday, Kath and Mike. Thanks for all the mud goodness. I missed the last bit. Oh, it says it on there, doesn't it? Have a great long weekend. Thank you. Much appreciated. It won't be a long weekend for us. Because Monday, well, basically, we don't get weekends anymore. It's a weird thing,
It's the
which,
opposite, really.
when I was working in a job, I always looked forward to weekends and free time. Whereas now, it's like, because we're self-employed, every day is a working day. So it's a very weird thing to actually get your head around and trying to find any time or actually saying, right, no, this is my free time. We don't really get it. Stuart Cleary's another 10 euros on there. Thank you very much. Says, G feed the cat, guys. Yeah. Probably does need it.
She doesn't. She's just been out there eating.
Yeah, she's always eating. I think she must be teething because she's still only little, aren't you?
But she's 2 years old almost.
Is she?
Nearly.
She's not a year old yet, is she?
In September she'll be 2.
Will she?
Yeah.
2 years old in September.
Yeah.
Poppy, Dora.
I'm sure she...
Armory Crate software update service. Would you like to install Armory Crate? Let me see. Would I like to have some very, very bad stomach upset and then have a red hot needle stuck through my bell end? No, clearly.
Not in front of the cat.
Not in front of Poppy Dora. So
She's had to get out of her box in disgust now.
I'm gonna say no. I'm not going down that route, I'm afraid. Thanks for offering, but shove it up your ass. Yeah, we're not doing any of that. Confirm, don't allow, whatever. Don't go. Right, I need to get the AMD chipset drivers on here because that is obviously very important. So we're going to go to amd.com/drivers. If I could see what it said there. Awesome. And download the latest chipset drivers. This is always the thing to do. The first thing you want to do with your system, don't do anything else. Well, maybe Windows updates, potentially, but Windows 11 is pretty good for those anyway. So get the chipsets and go to AMD AM4 and B450, submit. Windows 11 64 bits edition, and we'll choose download there, and that'll carry on downloading. And we'll open up our downloads folder, so that's ready. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to change the scaling of this because I basically can't see, which is not ideal. 150% scaling, that works for me. So we'll do the Windows updates and stuff. I've got a lot of things that I need to do to this, including Instagram, uninstall, Prime Video, uninstall, Clipchamp, uninstall, Messenger, uninstall, Spotify, uninstall. Does anybody keep this stuff on their PCs? TikTok, definitely uninstall, 100%. ESPN, I'm not into the paranormal. I think that is pretty much it. I think the rest of that is okay. We'll live with that. So now we're going to go to our Windows settings and we'll go to Windows Update. No updates, we'll do check. It'll probably find an absolute ton of them. If it doesn't, I'll be impressed because it means their Windows Update is working on install, which it didn't really work properly before. So if it does now, oh, there we go. There's many, many updates. Anyway, I'll let that go. I'm going to do the updates, let it do a reboot, and then I'm going to do chipset drivers after. Because generally you want your chipset drivers to be compatible with the version of Windows that you've got. If this has got any big feature or... what's the other one? Feature... There's two types of updates in there. Feature updates and the other one. I can't think what it is now. Anyway, you want it to be as new as possible. So we'll let Windows do its thing. It'll be updating it to 22H2. Yeah, because 23H1 isn't out yet, is it? Or is it? No, it isn't yet. I'm confused. It's easy to do. Anyway, let's let out do that, and I'm going to have a look at some of your questions, I think. That's actually quite Moorish. Right. Who is Charles III? He's the grand... What's it called? Thingy blokey. Dr. Hex UK. By the way, I can recommend TP-Link Deco S7 mesh unit. Just over £100. Right. Write that one down, Kath.
What's that, sorry?
TP-Link Deco S7. I could do with a new mesh setup.
TP-Link Mesh 7.
Deco S7.
I just put Deco.
DECO. Where are we going? Stuart Sausage Hands. So, no one runs a Ryzen 5 5500. I don't think so. The 5500 was a weird chip that not many people bought. I think I did have one ages ago. I'm trying to think what actually happened to it. I did sell it with a PC, well, a PC build. But I'm trying to think what was actually in it. I think that might have been one of the Game Max Troopers or Commando. One of those. Seemed alright. Yeah, Ryzen 5 5500 is PCI Express Gen 3. I'm pretty sure the 5500 is effectively the same as the 4500. I'm not sure what the exact difference is. I'm guessing there is some, but I'm not entirely sure what. I think it's the same kind of ilk. If that is that even a word? Ilk? I've heard someone say it somewhere. It's difficult to see the questions with this bloody box in the way. Why would you, when 5600 and 5600G only a couple of dollars more than 5500? I'm not sure if it is that much. Well, it depends where you are in the world. In some places, the 5500 and, like me, the 4500 are particularly cheap compared with the 5600 and the 5600G. The 5600G currently here in the UK is 119, I think. In most places, maybe 110 on Amazon. So that's kind of basically £50 more than the 5500, which is effectively the same. And if you're using a graphics card, then it's pointless getting the G version anyway. DXT Sync, the 4500 is a different architecture with less cache. Yeah, it's only got 11 megabytes of cache. So it's kind of, basically it's the same thing, really. There's not a great deal. I will be interested to see what the benchmarks come out like. Mark Barry says, I want 5600 to go with the B450 Tomahawk I just got cheap. Good call. 5600 is a great chip, if you can get it cheap enough. You won't see all the benefits of it because it is a PCI Express Gen 4. The Tomahawk is obviously PCI Express Gen 3. So that is why I've gone with this chip in this setup, because the B450 boards are PCI Express Gen 3. There's no point of having PCI Express Gen 4. If anything, it's going to add complications and I'm going to have to go into the BIOS and turn it off. So even though it looks technically better on paper, it's not really going to make a massive amount of difference.
Crime heat.
This PC is annoying. Should have put it behind me. Oh, I can't see, can't I? Aletta, my... Oh, wait on, what do you say?
Crime heat.
Crime heat. Mike, is that beer cold, or am I correct in thinking the Brits have warm beer? No, it's cold. It's not long come out of the fridge. We don't have beer ice cold. Because, well, I don't. And because we live in effectively a bloody freezing country, you're so used to things being cold anyway. It's actually quite nice for things to be like room temperature, or...
Don't know why we even have a fridge, to be honest.
Yeah, we can just put the food outside in the garden and it'll be fine. Christ, this is taking its what? What is going on here?
James Brock's off.
Cheers, James Brock. Right, well, this is installing updates, so this is going to take ages, and I've got a lot of work to do on this, so I think it's probably about time we wrap things up. Time is cracking on, and I have actually got work tomorrow, which sucks massively. So let's take a quick look at some of the questions, and we'll quickly answer some questions before we wrap things up.
Any questions, get them in.
If there's any questions, do it now. Mookie MC says the Ryzen 7 5700G is 183.73 US on Amazon right now. James Brock, had enough of reading that obnoxious a-hole's comments. I'm not sure who's on about, but peace out, everyone else. Take care. Many happy returns of the day, Mike and Kath. Thank you very much. Skystalker, Bristol is not a cold country. No, comparatively. Although saying that, we are less good at dealing with extremes. So we don't really get extremes of temperature. We get the odd kind of 30-degree day every now and then, maybe once a year, twice a year if you're lucky. Generally, the kind of medium summer temperature is somewhere between 22 and 26, thereabouts.
The odd hot day.
And when it's winter, generally, I guess the lowest we get in this neck of the woods is probably about -5. Normally, but we get a prolonged time for months where it's kind of around 0. So it's like between -3 and like +5 for a long time. So it sucks. And yeah, that's basically it. It just sucks. It's not great. We don't enjoy it.
Occasionally we get a hot day like Spain in the 30s.
Pending restart, excellent stuff.
Don't we?
Yeah.
Right, Benny Hill.
Benny Hill.
Which is better with a GTX 1070 Ryzen 5600X or 5700G on B450m Republic of Gaming Board?
I would probably go with the 5600X, personally. The 5700G is going to give you extra cores, but it's going to be limited to PCI Express Gen 3x8 on the GPU slot. So your GPU slot is going to be slightly hampered, as is the rest of your system, because you're not going to get any PCI Express Gen 4 out of it. If you use the 1070 with the 5600 on that board, you should still be able to get PCI Express Gen 4 drives and components going, I think. This is B550. Yeah. I would go with the 5600. Even though it's less cores, for gaming, cores aren't as important, is raw clock speed and throughput. So yeah, I think I would go with that.
Freedom House going.
Cheers, Freedom House.
Jesus gone. Kev says happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Everyone's filing out now. File out in an orderly fashion. Kaiser Solo 76 with £10. Thank you very much. Birthday Prezi, enjoy. Bless your heart. That's very kind of you.
Sorry, mate. I'll get up.
Mark Berry says, I lived in Scotland for 8 years. Lowest I saw was -12. One of my work colleagues said it was -28 in 1982. Aletta says, Ohio temps can range between -31C to 37C. Yeah, that's pretty massive. Roderick says, thanks for the stream. Take care. Oh, yeah, I think that is going to pretty much wrap things up. I think I've exhausted things here. I've got a ton of work to do with this thing. Yeah, all the usual stuff. So I'm going to be doing some benchmarks and some testing on this through the week, which you'll see, obviously, in the coming weeks.
Captain Meek, see you guys on Monday for a mood game stream.
I saw that, yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap things up. So hopefully you've enjoyed yourselves. We certainly have, and I've managed to get a PC built. So it's a win-win for me, because I get to work and chat to my mates on the interweb, which is always a good thing to do. And also, again, I should say, massive, massive shout out to all of you with your generosity for the birthday wishes, birthday greetings, and your gifts, your super chats, and basically your continued support. We are winging our way up towards 90k, which should be within the end of the week, I think. And then obviously onward and upward to 100k and my beloved YouTube plaque, which I really, really want. I don't know why I really want it now. I wasn't really bothered before, but now I think Reaching 100k would be awesome just to get the YouTube silver plaque. That means that I've done something, I've achieved something. That would be very cool. I'd be very happy with that. There's a £5 super chat from ClickTech Kev. Thank you very much, Kev. Much appreciated, sir. You're a lovely, lovely man, despite what it says in the toilets. I don't believe a word of it, although I did write it, so. The duplicitous nature of the Torian coming out there. Thank you very much. Was there a message to go with that? I don't think there was there? I can't see it. Birthday half pint for you there. Bless your heart. David Andrew says, sorry for being obnoxious. Didn't know why James Brock is pissed off. James is always pissed off. It's just I think it's his natural state, generally. I wouldn't worry about it too much. James will probably have other things to say. I'm not sure. I'll have to review the chat and see what that was all about. Who knows? I haven't got time for these things. I have. I'll enjoy it later. Anyway, I think that's going to wrap things up. I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. And hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thank you all so much for watching and taking part. And God bless you all. And God save the king. Not our king, just a king.
DV King.
DV King, yeah. Where's my mouse gone? Oh, I plugged it into the wrong bloody computer now, haven't I? Oh, there's always something that goes wrong. I'll use the other thing. Where we are. Oh no, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. I think that's the button. Good night all. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.